All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, July the 30th, 2024. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Hey.
What the hell are you doing?
Reading a book. Hold on.
Is that A Woman's Place is in the Brew House?
Yeah.
It's Tara Nurin's book, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just finishing this one paragraph.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we're interrupting you.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Just got it. It's an intriguing read.
I know it is. I have the book too, and I've been reading it myself.
Had to read it today.
Why did you have to read it today, sir?
Well, because it is Paperback Book Day.
Happy Paperback Book Day, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
For those of you that celebrate.
Yes.
Like Dave, because
obviously
he does, since he was reading one just now. All right.
Yeah, and like earlier today I read this for like the, I think, 30th time.
The Hobbit, yeah. J.R.R.
John Ronald Rowell. Tolkien.
Yeah. Tolkien, yes. Tolkien. How are you today?
Thirsty.
Yeah, I am too. And folks, if you haven't guessed, this is a Just the Two of Us show. If you read the post, then you know it is a Just the Two of Us show. And we can tell because nobody's watching yet. So anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Just kidding. Anyway, there's a few people watching, but it's Just to a show. Our guest this evening, with regrets, had something come up, could not join us, is rescheduled already for a couple months from now. When we had our first opening, we got a full slate coming up, so got a lot of people booked. So got a lot of good shows coming up, and he will be on the show. Won't even say who it was. Don't want to do that. But we are looking forward to him getting on the show when he is rescheduled for. But tonight, you just got the two of us.
Yeah.
And we're going to drink a little beer with us, with you. We're going to drink a little beer with us. Yeah, we are doing that. But
yeah, we do that. We do that a lot.
So why don't you tell us what you are drinking there, sir? Because I need to.
Well, I've got something. I don't think I drank this on the show yet. This is from Ghost Hawk Brewing. It is Malfang. It is a 3%.
Does it make your heart sing?
Make my taste buds sing.
There you go.
Was
that? Never mind. I'll go back to it later. Yeah, keep going.
I was just gonna say it's yummy.
It is. We'll leave that. All right, I'm gonna pour my beer while you're enjoying, while you're quaffing yours.
Quaff
away. It's a 3%. I just noticed that 3% dark English mild. Now, of course, they're normally like 3.6, 3.8%. This is a really pretty low one.
Yeah, but you know what?
What?
They pack this thing with flavor.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you really get a lot of malt flavor out of this. A lot of roast.
That's great to hear. I'm gonna have to get up there. Is that a recent beer, or have you had that a bit?
No. I've had it for a little bit, and it's held up pretty damn well. I'll tell you that, because I guess because it's so malty. Let's see if there's a date on the can here or not. I don't think so, since they sell out of the sell out of the tap room. Don't think they put dates on their cans.
Right.
So, oh no, there it is. 12/29.
Wow. Okay. So it's got a bit of age on it, but it's holding up good.
Yeah. No, I was the can's not, because I think I dropped it a few times.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But no, the beer has held up.
Well, if you look at it that way, it did hold up.
Yeah.
We
really did. It held up and I dropped it. I held it up and I dropped it. I held it up and I dropped it.
You held up a couple times.
Yeah. So yeah,
awesome.
That's a yums.
Very nice. I am.
If they do this again, get your hands on some.
Oh hell yeah! I'll definitely go get at least one 4-pack of it, if not more. I went west. I went to Seattle. Other side of the.
I'm going to Seattle.
You're going. I haven't seen Adel in a while.
Well, Adel's very busy.
Yeah, that he is.
Nice color hat.
Thank you. Nice color shirt.
We did not plan this.
It would have been funnier if you wore a dark blue cap. That would have been perfect. So, you got one handy?
Not handy.
There you go. Anyway, I went to Seattle with Urban Family Brewing. It's Prehistoric Pirouette. It's a jasmine rice lager.
Curious.
And Jasmine Rice Lager. I'm curious too. I haven't taken a
That
sip of it.
sounds yum.
Sounds yummy. It definitely sounds good.
That brewery is on our hit list to visit while we are there.
Oh yeah, you got it in about 3 minutes.
You got what?
We'll be gone in about 3 minutes.
Well, you sound like you're talking in mud.
Is this better?
That's better.
Okay. It was probably because I was talking with the beer in my mouth.
No. It was actually, it sounded like your mic was cutting out.
Oh, really? Is it all right? It's all right now, though?
It's okay now, yeah.
I said this is going to be gone in about 3 minutes.
Yeah. It's the brewery's on our hit list. It's in the Ballard section. The Ballard section of Seattle, from the research that I've done, is just so chock full of breweries.
Right.
We're staying like between two breweries. We're staying between was it Bellbreaker?
Okay. Right. Yep.
And Bellbreaker. No. Bellbreaker. We're just down the road from Bellbreaker. We're staying between Lucky Envelope and Fair Isle.
Okay.
We are about a block away from Bellbreaker. We are about 3 blocks away from the brewery that you're drinking right now. With Wheelie Pop Brewing halfway there. So
very nice.
Stoops just like pretty much across the street from Urban Family. So it's going to be liver challenging.
I'm already getting jealous. You're going to have to bring some things back this way.
Yeah, it's the hard part is going to be able to figure out what to purchase, because we're taking a train up to Vancouver after Seattle.
Right.
And we've got to be careful of weight limits and all that on the plane.
Sure.
So, if I buy too much in Seattle and exceed the weight limit, I'll have to drink it all in Vancouver. And I really I want to drink the Vancouver beer while I'm in Vancouver. Of
course. Well, that's what I do. If I have cans when I'm weighing my bag and it's a little heavy, I'll stand there and pop them in the airport.
At the airport. And then, check it in.
There you go.
With TSA.
There you go. See this? But in any event, whatever. This is fantastic. And as you know, I did not go to Seattle to get this. I got it on
Tavor.
So Urban Family Brewing, and as you know, Tavor is in the PNW, as those in the know call it.
PNW, Pacific Northwest.
There you go.
But that particular region.
Actually, I don't think they call it that. I just said that. They call it.
Kat calls it PNW all the time.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she calls it PNW all the time. So they do call it that, and also that particular area itself.
You realize PNW and Pacific Northwest are the same amount of syllables?
Yeah, so why shorten it?
Why shorten it?
And you do know that every C.
To type it, yes. To say it, no.
You do realize that in the Pacific Ocean, those two words, every C is pronounced differently.
Okay. Pacific.
Ocean.
So,
K, and sh.
Yeah, you're right. Wow, look at that. You learn something new every day.
Useless stuff, but...
Absolutely useless stuff, but something new nonetheless.
But the Seattle area is more commonly sometimes known as SeaTac.
SeaTac? Why SeaTac?
Well, the airport they'll call SeaTac as well, because it's Seattle, Tacoma.
Oh, gotcha. All right. There you go. Speaking of Washington, and this has nothing to do with beer or Seattle, just that it's Washington, and I saw it the other day. I don't know why. All of a sudden, all right. You're on Facebook or Instagram, and you start scrolling through reels, and you get lost down a rabbit hole of reels while you're.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
And then it's 3 a.m. Yeah.
Right. So the other day, I was scrolling twice, 2 different reels. I showed the Mount St. Helens eruption.
Oh, interesting.
But I mean, is it the date? I mean, I don't even look. I didn't even look. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, I can quickly look that up.
Check it, because I mean, then it would make sense. Because if it's not the anniversary of it, which would be, it was 1980, if I recall, so it would be 44 years ago. But if it's
1980, very good. You nailed that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see,
I thought it was in September or late August, maybe.
Let's see, it happened on March 27th.
I'm completely wrong.
Everyone's wrong.
So, but that made no sense. Why? Literally 2 different. And it's not like I was watching volcanic eruptions or, because that algorithms, you look at one reel for a while, it gives you more like that fit the
Oh, no, no, no,
algorithm.
no. The major explosion occurred on May 18th.
Still.
The volcanic explosions and pyroclastic flows started on the 80th, but that was enough to release pressure
80th?
on the 80th, the 27th of March, and then and it just wasn't enough to release the pressure, the size, the magnetic pressure, I guess. And boom, and there was a bunch of people hiking on that thing that were very much unalived.
Yep. The whole side of the mountain just blew off.
Gone, just entirely gone. I mean, they went for a ride before they died, but I'm sure the pressure, the concussion wave probably killed them instantly.
So. But I remember here in Jersey, we definitely had ash falling.
Oh yeah, we had some ash from it.
Yeah, that was crazy. We're just dating ourselves, by the way. This was May of 1980.
We are not dating, by the way.
I'll
talk to you about this.
We are
just because we do a podcast together doesn't mean we're dating.
Damn it! I tried to get it in there. Anyway, in any event, but my whole point to this was it made no sense that it was like literally it was either yesterday or the day before. Why did that pop up then?
Who can understand the algorithm?
I don't get it. So I can't understand anything Facebook does anymore. But that's besides.
No. So,
but enough about that. I've bitched about that before. All right.
Okay, so go ahead and bitch about the Mets now.
No, I don't want to bitch about the Mets just yet. I do want to say Happy National Cheesecake Day, though.
Yeah, for those. Oh man, I could go for a cheesecake.
I could really go for a piece of cheesecake. Ever since you told me before that
it's funny though. It's funny though. That's you didn't type cheesecake.
No. Hold on.
You pulled up the wrong one.
No. I'm leaving this there. I'm going to tell you why. I typed cheesecake in my show notes, and then I copy and paste it over to StreamYard. I typed cheesecake. I promise you, autocorrect changed it to cheesesteak. Okay, this is you got to love autocorrect.
Hey,
autocorrect must be thinking, he can't be talking about cheesecake. It's not dessert time yet. He must be talking about cheesesteak.
Hey, autocorrect, duck you.
There we go, and it just tried to do it again. Get son of a bitch.
That was a tasty beer.
I gotta love it. And you're done already?
Oh yeah.
Well, it was only 3%.
I told you it's only 3%. I told you it's Thursday.
You know what? For those of you that want to pretend that today is National Cheesesteak Day, have at it as well. We don't judge.
We don't judge. We don't care. We don't care what you do.
So happy National Cheesecake Day.
Don't hurt anybody.
There you go. I gotta love it. I want to finish this thing. This is, by the way, this is fantastic. You really get the jasmine in here. It's a really nice, light, easy rice lager. I love a really good light rice lager. I'm really digging rice.
Pretty.
That is very pretty. I'm gonna have to look for that tomorrow. But this is. I'm really digging rice lagers lately. Like good, well brewed. Which is funny because, rice lagers that you and I could get 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Not so good.
We now suck.
Not so good.
Well, they suck then too, probably.
Yeah.
That's all you could get. So this beer that I'm drinking now is called Schwedenfunk.
And what does that mean?
Well, it's from Nightmare. So when you know it's from Nightmare, you know it means that it's probably something gory.
Right.
And it is something very, very gory. The Schwedenfunk comes from the World War II, actually. Apparently, the Swedes, when they would capture Germans, when they would torture and execute them, what they would do is they would pour large amounts of foul liquids, be it like excrement, waste, all kinds of stuff, and force it down their throat and just keep doing it. It's called, and the Germans call it the Schwedenfunk. So don't mess with the Swedes.
No, you don't want to do that.
But I'll say one thing: this is not a foul liquid by any means.
It's not, is it?
This is a beautiful, beautiful sport beer. Chocolatey, coffee notes, just just enough sweetness to make it easy drinking.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Very nice. Awesome. Cool. All right. I'll pour mine in a minute. I'm not quite done yet, but
You said you'd be gone in 3 minutes.
yeah. Well, I started talking, so you know that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do on the show. We're supposed to.
Otherwise, we just me and you sitting here drinking, saying nothing, and people looking at us.
Yeah.
And that's happened before too, but not often.
Yeah, that's happened. There's the awkward moments of silence.
See, what we try to do, folks, is the other one tries to talk while the other one is drinking, so there isn't an awkward moment of silence. So.
Yeah, and every now and
after
then
4 years, you think we'd have it down to a science, but it's not yet. No.
No, there's no science involved in that.
Well, you know what it is when you're really excited to take a sip. You don't think about the other stuff. You don't think about
what other stuff?
The technology of the show. You don't want to think about that.
There is only drinking.
That's it.
No.
Anyway, and one other day, by the way. Be remiss if we didn't say Happy National Golden Girls Day. Now, yes. I have to ask you: is this Happy National Older Women Day or Happy National
No.
TV show?
It's about the show.
Okay.
And I wonder if it must have been the day they first aired.
July 30th? Nah, that can't be.
July 30th, known as, Golden Girls Day to celebrate the sitcom. Why? No one seems to know.
Was it one of their birthdays on the show? No,
ABC Studios just named it Golden Girls Day.
They just named it Golden Girls Day.
Oh, duh.
What?
There's a reason for that.
What is it?
It falls on National Cheesecake Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's the actual reason they chose July 30th.
Now it makes sense. You know what? I mean, as soon as you said it falls on, as soon as you said that, cheesecake. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
You
know what?
Not that back in the 80s I was watching a lot of the Golden Girls, mind you.
I was
kidding. No, you weren't either.
No. But so cheers to ABC because that's classic, right?
That's classic. That's pretty spot on doing it that way. Yeah. Happy National Golden Girls Day. Yeah. Who was your favorite?
It's hard to pick a favorite. I mean, they all had their roles. They did what they did. Rose was just the lovable ditz.
Mm-hmm.
Rue McClanahan's character Blanche. Mm-hmm. She was the more active of the four, let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah, the more active.
Well, active / proper /
yeah. Slutty, yeah. Maud, I'm not Maud, Pussycat. She was the glue that held everyone together. And then Dorothy, and then Sophia, which is, the year, Sicily.
Yeah.
Her story.
Picture it, Sicily, 1924.
And I don't know what's better, her stories about Sicily or Rose's story about Saint
Olaf.
About the stories about Saint Olaf. The best thing is most of the stories told about Saint Olaf,
mm-hmm.
Betty White ad-libbed.
Oh yeah.
And the best part is anytime if you watch any of the reruns and she goes into a Saint Olaf story,
mm-hmm.
watch the other actresses. And watch what they're doing to try to not laugh.
Right. Exactly. I got to show you this. Hold on, I got to show you this. So this is in downtown Minneapolis, right? With downtown Minneapolis.
There you go.
St. Olaf Catholic Church, right there. Walking right down the block. Passed by that. Had to take a picture of that.
You got to do it. But watching them trying not to crack up.
Mm-hmm.
While she's going off on one of her tangents, that was so much fun.
They were all such great actresses, and Betty was just phenomenal.
The irony of the show,
mm-hmm.
the oldest character on the show was the youngest of the four. Estelle Getty was the youngest of the four of them.
Estelle Getty was the youngest of all four of them, and she played the oldest character.
Yeah.
So what did you like better, her role in that or her role in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
Oh, Golden Girls.
I'm kidding, of course. But in any event, yeah, no, it was a great show.
And I did wish Scott Wells a happy National Golden Girls Day today because we know he's a big fan.
What you call it? If I had to pick a favorite, it would be like you. I love all four of them.
If you maybe narrowed it down to one, it'd be Rose.
It would be tough for me to say between Rose or Sophia.
Yeah,
those were the two.
For me, it'd be Rose.
Yeah, I mean the show's not the show without either Arthur or Rue McClanahan, but Betty White and Estelle Getty were just that's hysterical. So
yep.
Anyway, enough about that. We got a comment here. Somebody busting our chops for watching it. Here we go. Brian Boak. Good evening, my fellow beer drinkers. Brian. Good evening to you too. I'm going to pour a beer with you saying that, and we're looking forward to having you on the show in about 4 weeks.
4 weeks, man. Is it that close to football season?
I believe it is.
Man, we're still in baseball season.
What's that?
We're still in baseball season.
Well, but I just wanted to let you know this. Football season starts during baseball season. Figured I'd let you know in case you weren't. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Imagine that.
Actually, no, I don't think so. I have to disagree with you, and this is why I'm going to disagree with you. I'm a Mets fan. Baseball season's over before football season begins.
Not this year, my friend. Knock on wood. Not this year.
Well, they're close to a wild card. Mm-hmm. There's mathematically, could they win the division? Sure. In reality, not a chance in hell. What are they? 16 out in the division?
No, less than that now.
12?
No, I think it's down to like 7 or 8.
No, there's no way it's single digits.
I'll find out right now. Hang on 1 second.
There is no way it's single digits.
I will find out right this moment. I have the technology and the standings bookmarked.
That'll do it.
The Mets are 9 games back.
9, so they did get to single digits.
Yep. In fact, they're a half a game out of the second place, and they have the second wild card spot. They're a half a game out of the top wild card spot, and they're 9 games back from the division lead.
Okay, so they might be playing in September.
And the Phillies have lost their last 2.
Interesting, but
they'll be playing. I guarantee you, they'll be playing in September. Guarantee you,
because the regular season's not over yet.
I will bet you any amount of money the Mets will be playing ball in September.
Probably not late into it, but
and Brian just says, "What is this baseball season you speak
of?" So many years. I wish there wasn't one, but no, and I can't. Football season for me. I love the college ball. More so than the pro ball.
Mr. Oklahoma yourself.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Granddad.
That's your grandfather, right?
Yeah, he indoctrinated us at a very, very, very early age. He's the one who taught me to yell at the TV.
Yes. Yelling at the TV, something I never do.
Oh, that's you get that from
all of you are laughing right now. Yes, that's my father. Yeah. And then I get my father now telling me, why are you yelling at the TV? I just look at him.
Really? They can't hear you.
Right.
The best part is, though, when you're at an event and you yell something and they actually hear you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the best thing. Oh, no. So years after my father stopped screaming, because, it's Section 302. We had seats up years and years and years ago up in Giant Stadium. So my father would be screaming from up at 302. Of course, nobody's hearing them from up there except everybody in Section 302, right? So so we take my father, a friend of mine.
4 and 300.
Friend of mine had seats. His father's company had seats, and there were 9 rows back behind the Giants bench, right, on the 45-yard line. So literally 9 rows off the field in the lower tier. So we bring my father to one game. I went there a few times with him, but we bring my father to one game. Kerry Collins was the quarterback back at the time. This is the early 2000s, so about 20-something years ago. And so my father's sitting there, and at one point, and Kerry Collins threw a horrible interception. Just a horrible, horrible, horrible series he had.
Okay, so par for the course.
Par for the course, right. So my father starts screaming, Kerry Collins, you SOB. I was just lacing into him. All of a sudden, Kerry Collins does this. So my father goes, I guess he can hear me from here. Huh? I'm like, yes.
There's 3 times I was actually heard during a game. Once was the first season the Mets played at City.
Mm-hmm.
I was back in the picnic area behind the bullpens.
Okay.
Now, I didn't realize that there wasn't plexiglass between, because there's a service corridor that drops, that's below there,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's chain link fence. But I thought there's plexiglass between us and them. I didn't know they could hear us, because they get up a relief pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
and this one guy at one of the other picnic tables reads the name on the back of the jersey. Who's this guy? And I looked and I yelled back to him, "He's the player to be named later."
Mm-hmm.
The kid stopped his windup, turns around, goes, "Really?" Meanwhile, the catcher has fallen over laughing. I'm like, we should probably go.
No. That's pretty funny, though. I mean, that's good.
But and the other time was I had a friend who had a friend at Madison Square Garden.
You have a friend?
Yeah, not anymore. We don't talk. That happens a lot. I don't know why. But he had a friend who worked at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
And one time we decided to go to get a game. She's like, "Well, I could probably only get your seats up in the blue seats." I'm like, we love being up in the blue seats. Awesome. So we get he goes up to will call. The guy pulls the tickets out, looks at them, looks at my friend, and goes, "Who do you know?" He's like, "Why?" "Because you're in the GM seats tonight." We're 8 rows behind the bench.
Nice.
Now, my friend's kind of popping off every now and then, and I'm being quiet. He's like, "Why are you being so quiet?" I'm like, "Because if we pop off and we get in trouble, we're going to get your friend in trouble."
Yeah, you're not getting in trouble. They're getting in trouble.
And he's like, "Oh, shit." So he sits down, but I couldn't help it at one point, because this is when Teo Fleury was on the team. Mm-hmm. And I hated Teo Fleury. I couldn't stand him. He was such an arrogant little shit. And the thing is, he was a little shit. So out in the West, he was a superstar. He comes to the East and playing with with much bigger, defensemen.
Right.
And finally, at one point, I got so sick and tired of him getting knocked down, I just stood up and went, "Fleury, it's real hard to play this game when you're sitting on your ass." It cracked up the whole bench, because he was not a popular player with the rest of the players.
Right.
So I knew we weren't going to get in trouble for that one.
That's funny. You gotta love it. The only thing similar that I could say is at a Giant game once, my same friend with the father's company had the seats. We had a mutual friend that actually worked for Sports Illustrated. So one Monday night game, we had seats, and we go. This is back in Old Giant Stadium in the sky boxes.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now I've been in the other boxes and all and around the stadium, but it's the only time I actually went in the sky boxes. Sky boxes I didn't. I liked the boxes the few times that I had been in a couple of them. The regular ones in the mezzanine, like behind it, or whatever, because those boxes had seats out in front of you, because you could stand inside. You had the indoor area, and then you could walk out, and you had seats in front that go down like regular stadium seating. They were really cool. The sky boxes, it was literally just a box with a glass, and you're looking down at these little friggin' ants on the ground.
I guess the reason they call them sky boxes, not tree boxes.
Horrible, right? So, but Sports Illustrated had one of the boxes, obviously. So we went in there with his friend and like a bunch of the SI staff, and we're in there and we're eating. I mean, it was great, right? We're eating, we're drinking, we're living it up. It was a great night, not for the Giants,
for the food and beer,
with the food and the beer, right, and the drinks, right? So we're having fun. It was such a horrible game. Everybody from SI left at halftime, including his friend.
Okay.
Not our mutual friend, his friend that brought us all in. All right. So it was just the like underling at SI that we knew, and the two of us. So it was the three of us left for the whole second half of the game. They kept bringing in food. They kept bringing in beer. We ate so about halfway through the fourth quarter, they come in with this bill for like $6,000. They go, "Just needs to be signed." And obviously have to put a tip on it. I'm like, "What do we do?" He's like, "I don't know, friggin' sign it." So we literally signed the bill, added a tip, we added 20% to $6,000.
That's awesome. You should have added 30% if they all left.
Right. So $7,200. There you go. All right. And we were like, screw it. The rest of the beer's here. We literally sat there for about a half an hour after the game until they knocked on the door and said, "You guys got to get going."
I think the only other time I was heard, remember the New Jersey Rock and Rollers?
Oh yeah.
Remember the Roller Hockey League?
Mm-hmm.
It never occurred to me that when you're in Brendan Byrne Arena and it's about 1/8 full, and you're sitting in the lower regions, that everyone on the playing surface can hear you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because the captain of the team got hit and his helmet came off.
Okay.
Well, the captain of the Rock and Rollers was bald. And when his helmet came off, it's because they hit him and it just kind of like ripped off his head. And I went, oh my God, they ripped his head off.
I saw that coming. That was great.
And he stops, looks and goes, really, dude?
That's great.
I'm like, oh shit, he hurt me.
All right. I'm about halfway done with this beer. I got to throw this up, by the way.
Oh, is it that bad? You have to throw it up?
I have to throw this.
Was it poison? You can stick your finger down your throat?
It's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
All right. It's Stay What You Are. It's a 5%, which is pretty low for brown ale, but I'm really digging it. It's a 5% from the Seed.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's a collab with Tonewood, the Seed and Tonewood.
And when John told me what he was drinking, I was like, there's no way there could be any suck in that beer.
As Matt says, there's zero suck in this beer. It's actually really, really. There's roast. There's a little bit of coffee. There's a slight lingering toffee note in the background. It's really, really, really good. I'm really liking this.
Nice.
We got another comment here. And it's from Brian. He goes, next beer is a Manafirkin Wake the Firk. I'm assuming that's up.
Ooh.
Wake the Firk. Yeah, there you go.
Well, the O is right next to the.
Yeah, wake the Firk up. Yeah, I figured that's what it was. And I figured that's what it was because I actually know they actually make a beer called Wake the Firk Up.
That'd be cool if they would Wake the Firk Up. Ooh,
Brian, you got that when you were down in LBI with the wife a couple weeks ago? I'm assuming.
We can assume away.
I'm assuming I'm right, but I'm sure he'll answer yes.
We'll see about that.
But in any event, but this is fantastic. This beer is very good, spot on. So speaking of that, we gotta talk about a couple things here.
We actually have some beer related stuff.
We have some beer related stuff to talk about tonight. I love this conversation. It's pretty good.
Do you want to stick with the sports theme and go that direction that we're going?
No,
or do you want to go with my shirt first?
No, let's go with no. You know what? Let's stick with the sports direction. Then we'll double back to your shirt.
Okay.
All right. So I was thinking, right? Well, first of all, hold on. Brian just commented in. He goes, fat finger on cell phone. Yes, when I was in LBI, absolutely. There you go.
No one's worse than Patensky, though.
No. Yeah, you have nothing over Matt when it comes to fingers on phone.
He does. He has sausages for fingers.
He does. He actually does. I've seen. It's convenient because when he's hungry and he doesn't have lunch, he just
puts a little mustard on them.
Puts a little mustard on him and goes to town. He's good to go. So.
And they grow back. It's awesome. He's self-sustaining.
Exactly. So anyway, like I was saying, what was I going to say? So, the Hall of Fame's coming up. The Hall of Fame's coming up.
Who's up for it? Baseball Hall of Fame or football?
Baseball. Well, Football Hall of Fame. Actually, they're both in August, which is really weird.
It is really weird.
It's very weird.
So who's up for them here?
But the reason I brought this up is because I was thinking about going up because Jess and I are going to we're going away in a couple of weeks when you guys are in Seattle. We're taking our vacation week like we do in the show.
Right.
So we're going away for four days or so. We're probably going to go up, and I told you we're probably going to go up towards Lake Placid.
Right.
Lake George, somewhere in that area. But we were toying with the idea of going over towards Cooperstown, right?
Why wouldn't you?
Right, but it's going to be a madhouse over there. You don't want to go to Cooperstown anywhere near the Hall of Fame inductions.
This is true.
You just don't want to do it. It's insane. So that being the case, we're not right. But it got me to thinking that the Hall of Fame inductions for football and for baseball are literally right around the same time.
So I just
even though it's two separate times of the year.
So Baseball Hall of Fame's inducting 4.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Beltre,
Mm-hmm.
Todd Helton.
Todd Helton. It's about time Todd Helton gets in.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, he was one of the shining stars on the Rockies. That was amazing.
And then
Jim Leland.
Jim Leland from a city I was just in, and
Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer.
Yep.
Right. Whereas football has a larger inductee class here. It's Dwight Freeney.
Yep.
Randy Gradishar.
Yep. That's old school.
Long time coming.
Old school Orange Crush right there.
Yep. Devin Hester.
Yep.
One of the most dangerous kick returners ever to have suited up.
One of.
Probably
the.
They just kick it out of bounds. I get the feeling that Devin Hester is the whole reason you get the penalty for kicking out of bounds on kickoffs, because everybody would do it.
Right.
Andre Johnson.
Yep.
Steve McMichael.
Yes.
Oh, God, and one of my favorites, and I loved watching him in North Carolina. I watched him single-handedly wreck my Oklahoma Sooners in Norman.
Well, Lawrence Taylor's already in. What are you talking
about? Lawrence Taylor clone. Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers is about time he gets into, yeah.
And the thing is, it's funny because I'm watching it, and
it's not that this was not his first. He didn't get on the first year.
No, he didn't. But the
thing
like
third.
I'm watching that game and being such a big Oklahoma fan. Anytime something's bad's happening to my team, I'm screaming and cursing, screaming. I sat there in complete awe watching Julius Pepper just blow up the Oklahoma Sooner.
It was met with a certain amount of awe.
Yes.
Aw.
But then Oklahoma then figured out what to do. They started like quadruple teaming Julius Peppers,
right,
and running away from him.
Well, that's exactly what they had to do. So.
Yeah, and they wound up winning the game, but they barely beat North Carolina because of one person who was wearing this color.
Right,
these colors right here.
Yep, exactly.
And I remember thinking, when this guy comes out, if the Giants don't get them, they've done something wrong. And
well, just think about the great Giants that have come out of North Carolina, the state, right? Not the state, like Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going to do this.
No, I'm not. Not doing it. Not doing it.
Go ahead. Tell your punchline.
No, I'm not.
I know where you're going.
The punchline was Daniel Jones, and I'm not.
I know. I know you're going with that.
Brian actually commented too. He goes, also got 4 others from them, including that the braggart. I'm assuming it's a braggart, not a braggart. Because braggart was the guy's name.
This guy coming back on, hey, man, I had the greatest. Can I tell you what I did yesterday? I mean, I shit gold.
We know what you mean, but absolutely no. I haven't had the braggart, though. Seriously. No. And I heard it was actually good. I actually did.
Nice. Braggarts are so hard to do.
They are.
I've had very, very few good braggarts. I've never had a good braggart. Just never. Time that.
Don't do that one. Don't do that when I'm taking some beer.
That went up your nose, didn't it?
It almost did. He goes, don't pick on my spelling or I will leave. No, Brian.
He spelled all that right. That was great.
We'll never do that. We'll never do that. We don't want you to leave. You stay, I'll leave.
You stay.
Before you leave, I'll go.
But your typing is comic gold, so.
No. But in any event. So anyway, so this whole Hall of Fame thing got me to thinking.
What were you thinking, John?
What if there was a craft beer Hall of Fame?
Huh.
Who would you like to see in it?
Well, the first person that comes to my mind.
If
you're going to do that,
Scott Wells.
Well, that's on a nightly basis.
No, right. Not for the Hall of Fame. No. Not for the Hall of Fame. The first person that comes to your mind.
Yes, that's it. That's all. No. Actually, when you talk about Craft Beer Hall of Fame, probably the man who taught most of them, who learned from him, Charlie Papazian.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, this guy started the homebrew revolution, and how many brewers out there started off homebrewing? And, yes, a lot of them started off with Mr. Beer. And when they want to get serious, what do? You pick up Charlie's book.
You pick up Charlie's book. Yeah. 100%. Right?
And if you don't pick up his book, you're picking up.
And
Marty.
I don't know many. Honestly, I don't know many people that brew or at least have brewed once, right? That don't have Charlie's book.
Yeah, I've got the book in one of the earlier editions.
Let me guess.
In a box in storage.
In storage, right? Of course.
But if you're not reading Charlie's book, the homebrew, you're reading Marty's book. You know, the home was it homebrewing for idiots or dummies?
Homebrewing for dummies, not idiots.
Not idiots.
That's a different story. That's a different book.
I think I read that book.
I think I wrote that book. That was for myself.
I see.
There you go.
But yeah,
so, it was my notes. It wasn't a book. I just
so Papazian's one. What you throw it out there?
Jim Cook.
Well, Jim. There's many reasons for that.
There's a lot of reasons for that. He definitely this country, especially and not to take anything away from Sierra Nevada, but
well, you just took my next one, which
why I said Sierra Nevada and not the name. I'm not stupid. Well, no, about that.
Oh,
all right.
You're root for the Mets and the Rangers and the Giants. So.
Exactly. So in any event, no, I at least in the eastern United States, but I venture to say overall, craft beer will be set back minimum of 5 years, if not longer, if it weren't for Jim Cook.
Yeah, but then also remember when there was the great hop shortage. Mm-hmm. You know, Jim was sitting on a ton of hops, for his beer, yep. But he offered to sell them at cost to all the local breweries around.
Yep, 100%.
He's part of the local craft beer community. He's not just this national giant.
He's not.
He is. He's part of the community. So, yeah, absolutely. But so my next one, building off of that, would be Ken Grossman, right, from Sierra Nevada.
100%. Ken is just
Ken's the Jim Cook of the West Coast.
Exactly.
Ken, after stealing yeast from New Jersey, then pretty much went and invented the American IPA.
Hold on. There we go.
There's Jim.
I just had to put my Jim Cook.
Oh, I know exactly what you were doing. But
there's a story behind that, but I've told it before, and I won't get to it now.
But he pretty much invented the American IPA, a style that is being copied across the globe at this moment.
Pretty much.
So he started that. Mm-hmm. So you gotta you do that, you have to put him in.
Absolutely.
Right.
100%. Are we talking globally, or are we talking America?
No, let's talk the U.S. Let's just keep it within within this country. So back to you.
Geez, for me. Oh, geez. Well, I mean, the next it's not because of Jim by any means, but just as far as experimental beers and things that have been done in the craft beer world, a lot good, some not so good, but a lot good.
Like pumpkin ales.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking, Sam Clagion. Sam has to be on.
Yeah, you have to. Despite the fact that he popularized pumpkin ales.
Well, he didn't, because Wild Bill's did it before.
No, Wild Bill brought it back. Sam popularized it.
That's true.
He popularized it and started the whole seasonal creep on it.
It
wasn't just him. It was everybody.
Jim actually did that too.
Yeah.
All right. And I had this thing a long time ago. I said seasonal creep. I said if we just give it time, it'll back up to itself, and then we'll be back on time.
Wait a second. We're coming upon August. We should see the pumpkin beers real soon.
Oh no.
Oh, they're out already?
I'm not even going to show you the picture. I won't even go there. I was at a brewery the other day. I won't mention which one, but there was pallets and pallets and pallets of pumpkin ales that had already been being distributed.
Shoot me now. Mm-hmm. Shoot me now. But no.
And by the way, and I'm not even saying what brewery it was, so no, you're not even going to know what it was because you don't know where it was. But I will tell you this. Everybody I spoke to there told me they were pissed off at that fact. But they had to get them out then, or they were going to lose market share because everybody else is doing the same thing.
It just has.
If they waited, they wouldn't sell as much as they will if they got them done now. And I get it. It just sucks.
Still, it's got to stop.
It's got to suck.
It
is July 30th. It is 90 degrees outside. I don't want a pumpkin ale.
No.
I barely want a pumpkin ale in October.
Nope.
But no, and I drink them. I drink the most pumpkin ales I drink are on this show when we have Brew Guru on the show and do the pumpkin ales, right? But I do have pumpkin ales too throughout the fall. I don't want it in July, but they're available.
Well, because I was scheduling a guest earlier. Someone who lives in Indianapolis, in Indiana, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, we've got someone scheduled for the first week of October. The second week of October is typically our pumpkin ale show. Blah.
Right.
I said, but you got to do what you got to do. The show
got to do it. It'll be the fifth one.
Fourth.
Fifth.
According to your notes, and
we did one. Me and you, we did one.
Well,
it's not on the notes. The notes start with guests. We still did a pumpkin show. You and I.
Oh, because you do have this. Because you had put it in as the third annual of the last one. So when I copied and pasted over.
Well, no, it's the third annual. It's the third annual with John.
With John.
Right.
Okay. And shout out to his wife. Get better soon.
Yes, absolutely.
So, any rate. Yeah, but Sam, you got to put in for personality alone.
Oh yeah, of course.
The spokesperson that he is, the ambassador that he is for craft beer, with that flamboyant is not the right word, but exuberant personality.
Exuberant, I like that. That's a good word. Exuberant.
That's a real good word for him. So yeah, so that's a good call.
Mm-hmm.
So where I'm going to go is the man who basically invented beer pairing in this country.
Okay.
Who basically said, okay, drink your wines, pair your wines. Beer goes with more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote the Brewmaster's Table, and he's also was the driving creative force behind Brooklyn Brewing, Garrett Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
And also talk about a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes a picture of John with Garrett Oliver. I have a picture somewhere too. I just can't. John's got everything tagged, so that all he's got to do is put keywords in and he can pull this stuff up because he loves doing this. Mine's probably on my hard drive, my external hard drive somewhere, to be looked at later and go, oh, I remember that day when I met Garrett. That's the day that John actually never showed up to the event.
No, that's not 100% true.
No, that's 100% true. You did not show up to the event.
And that one. Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah, there you go.
There he is.
There you go.
Yeah, this was I'm out there and I'm getting a pour of a beer. And
yeah. Well, that was because I was with my son, and yeah, that was the whole thing.
But there was this. Yeah.
If it was now, my son would have driven me there and bought us beer
and drank more than you.
And drank more than both of us. Well, maybe not both of us combined, but
not combined. No, not possible. But so I went.
But then he wouldn't have drove home. Let's put that there. Yeah.
But this was in the backyard of Spite and Dival.
This is a long time. My son's almost 24. This is when he was like 9 or 10.
Yes, this is a while.
It's a long time ago.
So it's in the backyard, and I see this gentleman sitting in a lounge chair with a straw hat on, very distinguished looking, and I'm getting my beer. And that's Garrett, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah, go say hi. I don't want to bug him. She goes, trust me, he loves the attention.
Go talk to Garrett. Go talk to Garrett.
Because no one was talking to him at the time.
He's a great guy.
And I think she was starting to worry about him that no one was paying him any attention at that moment.
I got a funny story. I think I've told it on the show before. Stop me if I have, or just let me go if I have. But tell me if I have.
I'm going to let you go.
But I used to go to the. Garrett invited me to the. Every other month they had Brewmasters release. They did the Brewmasters release. It was a small batch beer that they did over in Brooklyn, right? So it was a Monday night, once every other month, right? So we went over. Most of them I went to. I brought my cousin to one. Now my cousin didn't come on the show when we did the Spite and Dival thing, but my cousin, this is my cousin that brought me to Spite and Dival the first time.
I think we shared him on that show.
He was commenting it. Yeah. So I bring him over there. And he had to meet Garrett. So Garrett's there, whatever. I bring him over, and he says, I got to meet Garrett. So I walk over, and I introduce him. I said to my cousin, this is Garrett Oliver. Garrett, this is my cousin. I'm sorry. All right? Because the next 10 mintes was, oh, this is so great. Oh, my God. Take pictures. With all due respect, I love him. He was so... It wasn't bad. He was just so enamored.
The word is effusive.
He was so enamored.
Yes.
I'm going to use the word enamored.
Okay.
He was so enamored with the fact that Garrett Oliver was standing there. It was as if I was meeting Geddy Lee.
Oh.
Okay. Or if you were meeting, well, I was going to say Bruce Springsteen, but you've met him. So
a couple of times.
Right.
I don't suffer from.
I don't either. I don't really either. Look, I was in radio. You know this. I've met plenty of people. I don't get starstruck, but there are people that I am enamored with, and that I will react a little bit more because of that fact. Right.
I'm trying to figure out.
But I'm still not going to go crazy. But he did. But with all due respect to him, he was just really. He absolutely loved Brooklyn Brewery. He loved Garrett Oliver. He loved everything that's been doing from day one, and he's finally meeting the guy. So I understood what it was about. But it was just funny that I said, Garrett, this is my cousin. I'm sorry.
For me, I think.
But he loved it. He literally stood there for half an hour and we were BSing. He was just talking to him all the time.
He's almost like the Gene Simmons.
He loved it.
Of craft beer.
He loved it.
In that sense. Okay, so I threw out Garrett Oliver. Who do you have out there?
I mean, there's a lot of other people. And I'm just thinking of writers.
Okay.
I mean, there's plenty of brewery owners and brewers I could put on this list. And given I just thought of this today, right? I was just thinking about this when I thought about going to Cooperstown, right? I'm thinking of writers, and I'm thinking of
Tara.
No, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say no for Tara, right?
She's newer into the industry than some of the.
I'm thinking of like somebody like Marty Nagel.
Well, Marty Nagel, that's a legend,
right?
You've got a legend there. That's a good call there. I mentioned
because he's not just. I mean, he does beer school, right? He does beer training, not just writing. And he
was one of the early beer judges. He teaches how to judge. On my Kindle, I've got one of his books on my Kindles. How to taste beer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the name of it, or something along those lines. The keys to tasting beer, or something along those.
It's keys to tasting beer. Yeah, I think that's what.
Yeah.
It
is. He is very, very highly regarded. Not be surprised if he doesn't get into our little world there. Because you get those people who you think like in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like how long did it take
Rush
to get in?
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years beyond when they should have been in.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Insane.
So that's a good call.
Stupid.
So what? I don't know if they really belong in there. This wouldn't be controversial because they weren't really a brewer. They weren't a writer. But they were a savior.
Okay.
Fritz Maytag.
Yeah, right. I could see that.
Without
depending on the, I mean, we have to sit down and we have to figure out what the criteria would be, the parameters would be, the scope would be of it. But I could see at the very least an emeritus kind of a thing.
Yeah, maybe not first year inductee, but I think Fritz gets.
I could see that like an emeritus kind of a thing,
Yeah. On to you.
Oh, geez. I mean, there's just so many people that you could put into this role. I mean, we've mentioned all the big players, right? We've mentioned Jim Cook. We've mentioned Ken Grossman. We've mentioned.
Well, here's someone. The person who signed the bill into U.S. law that allowed for homebrewing.
Jimmy Carter.
Mm-hmm. In 1978.
Mm-hmm. Well, he did. I mean,
he didn't write the bill, but he signed it.
But I mean, and let's face it, he signed it for Billy, right?
He signed it for his brother, and then his brother started brewing Billy beer.
You ever have Billy beer?
It was gross.
Horrible.
And the thing is, I really wish I had found it when my grandmother moved out of her house because they had one unopened can left of it.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather had gotten some of it. He didn't drink, so I don't know why he bought it. But
it was something to buy. It was, something to buy.
Here's a thought. if you're going to do American craft beer Hall of Fame,
right?
Take a page out of Yard's playbook.
Okay.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Sam Adams, not Sam Adams, Samuel
Adams.
No, John Adams. John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin. Our founding fathers, those 4 founding fathers were home brewers.
They brewed.
And Yards.
I mean, there's a reason Yards has Thomas Jefferson ale and
George Washington ale.
Oh, yeah, exactly. George Washington porter, right? It's porter.
Yeah, that's the porter. That's the spruce porter, isn't it? No, the spruce ale is the Thomas Jefferson. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, they were brewing, and and everybody says like a lot of beers are like. I'll go to another one in a minute. I'll say another one in a minute. But continue what you're saying. Go ahead. Go.
No, but I was done. That was it.
These men brewed beer.
Yeah, they were the first home. Some of the first home brewers in this country.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you another one. Okay. Somebody that took the lead, or that's a family that took the lead of what Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and some of these other guys back then were doing, because the brewery wasn't open too long after these guys were doing it.
Talking about the Yuengling family.
I'm talking about the Yuengling family.
I figured that's what you
all right. With it. And I mean, what grain was readily available in America? That would be corn, and that was what they used. And they're still to this day they're brewing Yuengling lager with corn,
barley and corn. Yeah, but
no, not just corn, but corn is corn in it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, in another 5 years. 5, not 50, not whatever. 5 years, in 2029, Yuengling will be 200 years old. 200 years old
in this country, which is impressive.
Yeah.
In Europe, that's not very impressive.
In Europe, it's not impressive at all.
Because 16 years,
because 11 years after that, Weihenstephaner is 1,000 years old.
Yeah, it's a different scale.
It's a different scale.
So we're talking about the U.S. right now.
Talking about the U.S., which is, compared to other countries in the world, still young. Very young. We're still young.
Extremely young.
So, what you're talking about, a country that...
And we are young, dumb, and full of...
No. You're talking
about measures.
You're talking about a country that when Yuengling turns 200, the country only turns 253.
Yeah.
So, the country was literally, United States was 53 years old when Yuengling started brewing beer. I forget who it was.
It's at the tip of my tongue what his name was.
No, we can check it. I'm sure we can. You do that check. But whatchamacallit, I have met
David G. Yuengling.
You'd
think I'd remember that.
I have met Dick Yuengling. I have met him.
Yeah.
He's a very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah.
He has all daughters.
I've heard this.
He has all daughters. So it's a family business, right?
Yeah.
And his family. And as far as I know, and I've met Dick, I haven't really had that conversation with him. I only met him once for about 10 minutes. But as far as I've heard, his daughters haven't changed their names. They didn't.
But here's the thing. They've got to change their partners, husbands, whatever. They've got to convince them to let one of the kids take her name rather than his.
Of course.
If they want this legacy
to live on. The legacy's going to live on, they have to. They didn't change their names, and they own it.
And hopefully these guys knew this coming in. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens.
Dick is a great guy. He's a so personal guy. If you ever go to Yuengling, first of all, if you're anywhere near Pottsville and you go out there,
you got to get there.
You have to take the tour. This brewery is
an umbrella.
Yeah, this brewery is almost 200 years old. It's built into the side of a mountain. You walk through caves, is where they stored the beer. You have to take the tour. But you're not going to be you're not going to be shocked to see at somewhere on the tour or in the tasting room or in the merch store, gift shop afterwards. It's not going to be a shock to run into Dick Engling, and he will talk to you. He's a really, really, really great guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, at least he was to me. I can't speak for anything other, but
who knows?
To me, he was a very nice guy.
That's awesome.
So, we have Brian actually commented too. He said, talking about a misspelling, he said his dad did that to him in college, and he told him that if he did it again, he would send no more letters. This was long before email and spell check. He said, hey. And Nancy Sorrentino just said hi.
Oh, good timing, Nan. Because I've just.
Why don't you tell Nancy why it's good timing?
Because I just opened a stout, and this stout is 13%. Though Nan wouldn't like this because it's basically a pastry stout. It is it's a oak aged coffee and coconut. Wait a second. This is something else on this. It says Imperial Chocolate Milk Stout. It's a chocolate milk stout with coffee and coconut in it.
So it's Imperial chocolate. So it's not a pastry stout.
Well, it kind of is because a milk stout has some lactose in it, and they kind of ramp the lactose up on this.
Okay.
The flavors, I love the flavors. I would love for this beer to be a little backed off on the lactose.
Okay.
Because you know what I say all the time. When you've put so much lactose in it that you've changed the mouthfeel.
100%.
So you know how you kind of have that, almost like like melted fudge mouthfeel of a pastry stout. That's what this has. It's got that thick, almost rubbery is not the right word, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's got that. So it's got some fudgy flavors to it. The coconut is definitely there. I think because I drank one of these last night too. When I checked it into Untapped, I said this like someone took a toasted marshmallow and melted it into a cup of mocha with some whiskey in it.
Nice.
Because it is boozy as well.
Nice.
So, but there's like massive marshmallow note to it because of the lactose.
Which is the lactose, exactly. All right, there you go. So I just poured my third, and it's the debut of this beer anywhere.
Anywhere. We've got a world debut.
World debut. Here we go.
Come back to that. I got to tell you about my world debut. But
do I want to know?
No, you will. You'll like this.
All right. So this is Shooting Sea Star.
I've heard of this beer.
Shooting Sea Star being released this week in Red Bank.
At the brewery in Red Bank.
At the brewery in Red Bank. Shooting Sea Star. It is Coastal Brewworks' second double New England IPA.
Nice.
This one
after Trojan's
Seahorse. This one clocks in at 8%. It's got Citra, Eldorado, and Cashmere. And
da-da-dum.
Exactly. No, it's spelled with a C, not a K. So
wrong Cashmere.
There you go. And it's MERE, not MIR. So there you go. So,
okay.
There you go. Fair enough. But anyway, and I of course I've poured it in proper glassware. There you go.
I have one of those.
You do. So
I had two of those. Bro.
Cheers.
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 And cheers, man. She's got another comment up there. She brought out.
Oh my God. Hold on. Wow.
You like it?
That's really good. I got to be honest with you. I have had this twice before today, but they were both tank pours before it was carb. Before it was crashed, but before it was completely carb. So yeah, just go get this beer.
Yeah,
not because I want you to, just because I want you to go get this beer.
I got to get on a train.
You go. Nancy Sorrentino said, "Sounds good." Bought Ambassador Seder, made with peanuts and Thai bananas. Didn't like it. Why? I usually like Thai bananas though.
Yeah. Well, you got to. She doesn't.
IE had a milk stout. I'm assuming that's an Ive. I've had a milk stout. Would try the one you just talked about. There you go.
Actually, no, I have given her milk stout. I've given her pastry stouts that she's liked before, so she might like this one actually. Well, this came from divorce, and then sorry, Nan, this is the end of it. I'm drinking.
And she said, "Cheers." There you go.
It's
But like as all good beers on Tavour, they will be back on Tavour.
Yes, they will be at some point. So
you take a guess. See if you can guess within one, either side, how many I have in my crate right now. My current crate going into.
Your current crate, I know you had to push it back because you wanted to add more things to it, so it's not going to be as high as it normally would be. So I'm going to say 9.
All right. I won't. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna prove that that's wrong. Hold on.
Really? So you've got a bunch more, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because you just recently
on the show, I will just show that right there. Can you read that number right there?
You've got 24 in there. So why did you push the ship date back?
I've got it because there's something coming out that I have to wait for.
Oh, okay. So you fooled me.
Yeah, I did.
You lied to me.
He says, "Get it for me, please." And then she said, "More than David." Yes, more than David. Yes.
I've only got 4 in my crate right now.
I have a case of beer in my crate.
I may actually cancel this crate. When's the ship date of it? I may have already missed the goddamn ship date. Okay, so anything else for the if we had a craft beer Hall of Fame that you would suggest?
You know what? There's just so many people. I could sit here all night putting people in it, right? But I think the ones we've covered are pretty much, where I would look to start, and then go from there. And there's a lot of things we can do to it too. Like it doesn't have to be just brewers. It doesn't have to be, just any one direction or whatever. It could be multiple people, and you could break it down too if you needed to.
Don't think I'm in my right account. I'm not in my right mind.
He's not even paying attention to me, folks. He's looking at his crate in Tavour. He asks a question and then ignores me.
What question did I ask you? Did I ask you a question? I don't remember asking you a question.
You asked me.
I'm in the wrong
Who
account.
else would I put? You asked me who else.
Oh, yeah. So who else would you put in there?
Did you hear what I just said?
Not a word.
Okay. Watch the show. Go back and rewatch. Never mind. I'm saying. I just said there's so many people I could put in it. I'll wait till you actually look up. When you're done.
I'm listening now. I'm just trying to figure out how to.
You've actually seen him completely unfocused from the show and look at his phone.
Which is like one of the first freaking times I've ever done that. Because Tavor's got me confused now because I can't get into my real account. So, hey, good night, Nan.
Did she say good night? Yeah, good night. You got it. Saying good night. Enjoy. Good night, Nancy. So anyway, there's just so many people I can put in there. I can turn off my Shooting Sea Star now. Go get some. It's being released later this week at the brewery. Whatchamacallit? I can think of so many people. But I could sit here all day. But I think the ones we talked about kind of sum up the initial, if you will.
Here's one where a couple of names that maybe not everybody knows, but were very, very, very important to the craft beer movement.
Mm-hmm.
Susie Stern and Mike McAuliffe.
Okay.
Sure. Right? They Old Albion, right?
New Albion.
New Albion. Not the old one. New Albion. New Albion. They started New Albion. That was the first brew pub in the country, was it not?
Yeah.
To the point that, decades later, Sam Adams goes and honors them.
Jim Cook went and honored them. Yeah, I actually got some of that beer.
Oh, so did I.
Fantastic.
It was so damn good. And it was the old labeling. It was the old 6-pack carrier, the bottles. Everything was to the nine, to the T of what they had done.
Yep.
Right. It was the New Albion Blue. The ship was on it.
Mm-hmm.
And what did Jim Cook do? Because he had the rights to it. He gave it back to them.
Yep.
Because he's that kind of guy.
Yep. 100%.
And so, but without Susie Stern and Mike McAuliffe, they were early on. They got to show everybody that, hey, you can make a living in this industry.
Yep.
That's important, and I think that their importance to the craft beer world is underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they get enough accolades for what they did, how they took those first steps.
Yep.
And I think that's amazing. So, I think their name, I think their names have to be up there with all those names that everybody already knows.
100%.
Let's get those names known.
We do. We need to do that. But hey, I don't know. Hopefully one day somebody does something like this.
Maybe there's a possibility, and if you think this is something you think would be kind of cool, very interesting, maybe in the next month, keep your eyes on the Worldwide Beer Fest website, Facebook page, and we'll probably echo along with them.
Yeah, and we'll do that too,
because
right?
it's very possible. It's very possible we might know something.
We might not.
We might not.
But
we might be talking out of our asses as usual.
It's highly likely that that's the case. But don't think he's lying. It's highly likely that that's the case.
But yeah, you might.
But right into us, right into Worldwide Beer Fest to Kat, and voice your opinion. Voice your opinion on what you think about what we've been talking about.
Yeah, but watch that Worldwide Beer Fest page.
So, in any event, do that. And then the other thing we were going to talk about is your shirt.
So it's funny because I was going to wear this shirt for tonight's show, regardless of what was going on.
Yep.
This morning, so I'm in the logistics field, and I've got a lot of carriers, freight forwarders that I work with, and I've gotten, as John knows, I've gotten pretty close with some of them. And Donna, John knows Donna.
I know Donna. She
emails me this morning an article that Asbury Park Brewing has created an AI-generated IPA.
Yep.
They went into chatbot. Go into chatbot and ask them, hey, develop me an IPA recipe. It put something out. Now, granted, Asbury Park Brewing looked at it, went, okay, we're going to change the grains a little bit. We're going to lower the ABV. We wanted a little more approachable than that. And so they go ahead and they're now serving this in the tap room. It's getting really good reviews. They're very happy with the product. This is not the first time AI has been used to create a beer. I'm sure it's been done many, many places in the craft beer world, but the big boys have done it as well. AB InBev actually stepped into this, and under the Beck's label, they released something called Beck's Autonomous. Not only did they have it write the recipe, they stuck. Go ahead.
Which I was just going to say, which is disappointing that Beck's is under the AB InBev label, but
it is because Beck's was such a good beer back in the day.
That's another story for another show,
for another day. It's like lamenting Leffe, right? Another beer that I loved.
Anyway. Hogarden.
Yeah,
we can go on and on and on.
And when I'm in Seattle, I'll be staying 2 blocks north of
Elysian's
tap.
Yeah.
Anyway, I may have to step into there anyway.
You have to. As much as I hate. Did you go to Wicked Weed in Nashville?
No, I went to the Funkatorium.
Did you go to Wicked Weed in Nashville?
Yes, I did.
Then you got to go to Elysian's.
I know. I do. At any rate. So, but what they did, this Beck's Autonomous, not only did they have it ask the chatbot to create a recipe, they stuck to the recipe. They
didn't change anything.
Nothing. They had it develop a brewing schedule, a distribution list, and a marketing campaign. In Italy and Germany, this beer sold out in 27 days. It was hours. Sorry, 27 hours. It was gone. So the AI generated a really good marketing campaign, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know about the beer.
I got to work on that. Hold on.
It's like that's amazing. So that becomes a discussion. Where is AI's place? Should we limit it to the craft beer world, or just say the overall beer world? Because I don't care if the big boys use AI for everything. It doesn't matter to me. So let's talk about the craft beer world. Does AI have a place?
I don't know, and I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe it's going to help some. I don't know the word I want to use because I don't want to insult anyone because there's no need for that. Some lesser knowledgeable, lesser creative, more. What was it? Just flew out of my mind. Um, More inexperienced
Okay.
brewers, brewery owners. When you're talking about the recipes, brewery owners, when you're talking about the production schedule and marketing campaigns and stuff like that, it's a help, right? We were just talking, and we've talked about it on the show. We have the other podcast Dave and I do with Tom and a chaser. With the three of us with Kat Reyes, we've started the Artisan Spirits Festival, ASF. So
hashtag ASF.
Hashtag ASF. So anyway, we're Kat put together a project management list, but not the be all end all. Just she started it through AI, which is great. Chatbot, right? So, and then we took it from there, and Dave spent some time on it, and he massaged it and everything else. So my point in bringing this up is this: when I put together an itinerary or a project or whatever you want, bullet points and so forth, and indexes and everything else, I write it first, and then I go back and I tweak it and I move things around and I massage it all the way down. So for me, if I use like ChatGPT or something like that, it's just to save that step, right? To save that step of writing the whole thing out and then going back and tweaking. I let ChatGPT do it, and then I go back and I tweak what I need to, add what I need to, take out what I don't need, stuff like that. So it saves a little bit of time. So on that level, I can see that working for, a good amount of people. Yeah. It saves a little bit of time. It's a time saver. It's not a project manager. No, it's a time saver, right?
No, so I've been a project manager many years, and the way I'm tweaking this is turning it into more of a project management document rather than the outline that it gave us.
Right. No, of course. But my point is, so it works really well for that. Okay. But as far as running a brewery, it's basically what we're talking about. And I'm sure, look, I pay no homage at all to AB InBev, right? But I'm sure they did this for marketing reasons, like just for shits and giggles, if you will.
Well, I think Asbury Park did it for shits and giggles. Mm-hmm. I think that AB InBev did it as a
gimmick, as a campaign. They could write their own recipes. Look, we all agree.
No. They don't write their own recipes. They steal recipes.
Well, yeah, we know that. But
yeah, okay.
My point is, I'm not talking about the ownership. I'm talking about the brewers. The brewers at AB InBev, the brewers at Budweiser, the brewers, they know how to brew beer. They know what they're doing. They just don't brew beer that a lot of people like. They brew. I can't say that. They brew beer that a lot of people like.
Just not anybody with a discerning
palate. Not anybody with a discerning palate, right? And we don't. If you drink Budweiser, that's fine. We don't. What's your line? Drink what you want. Let others drink what they want. Don't be a douche.
Don't be a douche.
Don't be a douche. But that being said, I honestly think that AB InBev did this for a gimmicky thing. Like, hey, we did all AI, right? They didn't need AI to write a new campaign. They didn't. They're
kind of masters at it.
They didn't get to where they are, and needed AI to do this new thing, right? They did it for a reason, right? So, but I do think
not for nothing. These guys don't need the AI to.
Not at all. No, nobody does, right? No. If you know what you're doing, you don't need it, right?
Well, there's some breweries,
but it's a help. It's an assistant to save a little time. But what my whole point was, as far as lesser experience, somebody just getting into it, stuff like that, it can be a help. It can be an assistant. I mean, if you're, we want everybody to succeed in this industry. All right, we don't want to see anybody fail. All right, so if you need ChatGPT to get you to a level, I didn't think about that. Stop. I didn't think about that. Maybe I should put that grain in there, or maybe I should use those hops at this time in the boil, or whatever. Right? If that helps them, great. Then it's good. But for the seasoned pros, it's a time saver. That's my point. That's all I'm
No,
going.
100% agree. It was just thought it was very curious that I had already planned to wear this shirt. We had already talked about, ChatGPT the night before,
Right.
and then Donna sends me this email
That right. Yeah.
this morning. It's like,
it was like kismet, right? It
yeah,
just
so we
worked
need to
out
talk
that
about
way.
this on the show. So we'll see. Maybe this is a topic we'll bring up to some. When we get some brewers on the show, is this something they've ever considered, something they've ever done. That'd be interesting to know. So that's why we brought it up. That's not the reason I'm wearing the shirt, but it's prompted the discussion for something that came up this morning. So, because I don't know about you, John, anytime, any of your friends who really aren't beer drinkers come across a beer article, they send it to you, don't they?
Oh, 100%.
So, like, hey, you'll find this interesting. And usually it's like, I've seen it already. I know this, but this one I hadn't seen, and I've been to Asbury Park Brewing recently. That was not on tap when I was there, so this has been recently released.
Right, it's very recent. It's very recent. Yeah, so I'm gonna. You know what? It's a hike for me to get up to Asbury Park, though.
Such a hike. It's about 7 minutes from his house.
It's about 7 minutes from me.
I mean, if you haven't been, John, you got to get.
No. I have not. I've been many times to the old Asbury Park Brewery.
Yeah.
I have not been to the new place on Cookman. I have not been yet.
So it's funny because I asked them. I said, "There's one question I need."
I've been there because I've been on Cookman many times since they opened. But I just haven't walked in the door yet.
No. But there's one question I had to ask them that we just had to know, and they said, "You know what? That's actually our number one question when people ask us about the move. Mm-hmm. What happened to Christopher Walken?"
Yeah, right.
They had this huge. You talk about those fat heads for the no, this thing was massive. Christopher Walken's head, and it's like, what was it when you're first entering the brewery?
Right.
You've got to walk right past this massive, exactly. And everyone asked them what, and they're like, "We honestly don't know." We're like, "That's like losing track of Tilly.
It's got to be over there."
It's like, where you?
Wow.
Wow. I like pineapple.
Exactly.
I like to eat it. No, but I do horrible.
The only I've literally been working on my Christopher Walken. The only thing that I've gotten down is the wow.
That's a damn good wow. It's a damn good wow. Sometimes I can do because it was Bradley Cooper talking about when he had to work with Christopher Walken, mm-hmm. And that was on the Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers, yeah.
He said he goes in there and it's like that's Christopher Walken. Mm-hmm. Because they're in the makeup chairs. It's like, I don't know what to say to him. So he breaks the ice and goes, "I like pineapple. I like to eat it." This is what he says, but the first thing he says to Bradley Cooper. Now, Bradley Cooper does a much better walking than I do.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever seen the SNL skit where Christopher Walken's on and it's a family reunion.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking like, "Oh, it's so good! It's fantastic." Watch it on YouTube if you can. Watch it; it's fantastic.
This is my dolly. She's okay. She's oh my god, it's hilarious. You've got to see that. Mm-hmm. But at any rate,
the first time I ever saw Christopher Walken, and I don't know if this is for you.
You've got a picture of with him?
No, I don't.
On TV.
I never met him on TV. It's dating myself again. Yes, I'm not dating you now. I'm dating me. I'm dating myself.
That's
it's self-love.
That's admirable. Love thyself.
Right. Deer Hunter.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Him and that's the first time I ever saw Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe was in Deer Hunter.
Was it Willem Dafoe?
Well, it was.
No, who was the other guy?
It was John Savage. It was.
Who am I thinking of?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, that I know.
It was the four of them. It was Christopher Walken. Who was the other?
Oh, John Cazale.
John Cazale. Yeah.
Oh, for some reason.
Oh no, he was also in Godfather.
I never realized Meryl Streep was in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I don't know why I thought that was okay. Anyway, it's been ages since I've seen that freaking movie.
What's that?
ages since I've seen that movie, but one of my favorite roles.
1978, I believe it came out, right? 1978.
One of my favorite roles he did was True Romance.
Oh, it was a good movie. That was a good movie.
Oh, him and Dennis Hopper on the screen at the same time.
It's fantastic, fantastic. And I got to be honest with you, and this is you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh.
Okay.
Because it was a horrible movie. Unless you really like that shit. One of the best movies I really liked him in, was Joe Dirt.
Oh well, well, because he was great in that movie.
The
movie sucked, but
the movie sucked.
Well, here's the whole thing, though. But
David Spade. It's a funny.
But that's the whole thing. You get these movies that
Christopher Walken was that was the movie. If Christopher Walken wasn't in that movie, it would have made $0.
But the whole thing about like a Joe Dirt is you get these movies that are just awful movies, but there's for some reason there's this cult following because they're just so great in their awfulness.
Oh yeah,
that was Joe Dirt. But
if honestly say, and no offense to anybody else that was in that movie, if Christopher Walken was not in that movie, it would have made $0.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe it would have made $4 or $5. Yeah, 10. Somewhere in there.
Dave Spade's not exactly a leading man.
No, he's not. He's not. He's definitely. Perfect role for David Spade, Tommy Boy.
Yeah,
straight man to Chris Farley's. Funny.
Absolutely.
Perfect role for David Spade.
He's great second bill.
Yep. But yes, that was and Dennis Miller. Perfect, right? He's the talk show host. He's the newscaster. He's the he's that was a role for him. But yeah, no, seriously, if Christopher Walken's not in that movie, it's not a movie. Yeah.
And Christopher Walken was good in Legion too.
Christopher Walken's good in a lot of stuff he does. I really like Christopher Walken.
I don't know if he's ever been bad in anything.
I think and the Papa.
If
I had a cowbell, I'd pull it up right now.
And even the Papa Don't Preach video.
Yeah,
he was great in that too. He's just anyway.
All right.
Time for top threes?
I think it's time for top threes.
Considering I've been looking at a number 3 the whole damn show.
You've been looking at your number 3 for the whole damn
show? No, you're number 3.
Oh, yeah. What is my number 3? Do you know what my number 3 is?
I don't know. You're wearing a number 3.
Can you read that number 3, what it is?
I cannot because my glasses aren't on and I don't care that much.
I'll just tell you because I'm not going to get that close to the camera.
No.
This is a shirt from 2 years ago, Hackensack Brewing's 3rd anniversary t-shirt.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
So this is congratulations to Mike and everybody at Hackensack. Caitlin, head brewer over there. She brewed a bunch of coastal beers when we were contracting at Bolero before she went to Hackensack. So, nice. And I've known her for a while too because she went to school with my daughter. Did I say that?
And she's 55.
Imagine that.
Thanks, John.
Right.
I can't math.
You don't want to do the math. No math on this show. So anyway, all right. Our top 3 tonight is top 3 favorite things to do in the summer. Top 3 favorite things to do in the summer. Dave, take us away.
See, because if I'm actually going to throw back to my childhood, because if it was,
I did.
I have to.
I kind of
have to, because if I did now, it'd be sit in air conditioning, not drive south.
All right. Yes. All right. Sit in air conditioning, not drive south. All right, Gene.
Right. Oh yeah, no. This is the we call it the was it
old man crotchety.
No. It's the
hey, you kids, get off my lawn list.
It's the Glitzum. The Gene Lynch I don't drive south in summer.
Right.
The Glitzum. It's a Glitzum rule. And I follow that because I don't, because the traffic is just nuts.
There you go.
I mean, yes, I drove south to go see the Santana concert a couple weekends ago.
Fair enough.
Santana, come on. No, so I've got to throw back to my childhood as the things that I enjoyed when I was a kid and actually enjoyed the summer. I don't enjoy the summer as much anymore. Number 1 would be climbing a tree.
Really?
I could climb a tree like a goddamn cat when I was a little kid, believe it or not. There was this one tree on our property. It was a sugar maple. And I could get up to the top branches in probably about 25 seconds. But more often than not, I would be up there and I'd be sitting in the upper branches, laying across the upper branches, just trusting the tree to hold my weight. And you know what I'd be doing up there, John?
Reading a paperback book.
Well, more specifically, science fiction fantasy novels.
There you
go. So that's climbing a tree was definitely something that I really, really, really enjoyed. Now, more so now, and well, when I was younger, now we're getting to my, this is when I was little. Now let's get into my 20s. Being in the woods.
Just being in the woods.
Just being in the woods, hiking, being in the woods.
See, I do that in the winter too.
Yeah,
I do.
Actually, I do it more in colder weather now than I do it in the summer. When I was a kid, yes, in the summer, I was always in the woods.
Fair enough.
I grew up in Jackson, which was nothing but woods when I was a kid. It's been developed quite a bit.
Oh, there's still a lot of places in Jackson and the surrounding area that have nice woods to go hiking in.
Yeah, but Turkey Swamp Park is a nice one.
Turkey Swamp, and we know somebody that lives right near there now.
Yes, we do. And I would do a lot of like canoeing and stuff there. But I'm not going to put water sports on the list because now we'll get into my current. And now that it's warm out, hiking, I just can't really hike in this heat. So now I bike. Because when you bike, you're creating your own breeze. It's like you have your own personal fan when you bike.
100%.
You know, you're putting in less effort than you are when you're hiking, and you're much cooler. I mean, sometimes you look cooler depending upon the fashion that you got going. And actually, just recently, this was my latest purchase. You see that?
I do. Yeah, you just bought that 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago in Whippany, at Whippany Cycle. Whippany Cycle has been there for over 50 years.
Yeah.
The bike that I replaced had been actually vandalized downstairs in the garage because people suck. So I had to give it up. I'd had that bike for probably about 30 years plus, and I bought it at Whippany Cycle.
Nice. You bought the same place that you bought your first one 30 years ago.
And so I brought it there. I brought the wreckage of the old bike and asked him how much would it cost to.
I could have swore you said wreckage. I don't know why I thought you were going to say of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I don't know why you're going to say that.
Okay, Gordon Lightfoot, relax.
No. I was talking about the Porter.
You know, wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I know.
Just Edmund Fitzgerald's the Porter. But, you know, I asked them, I said, what's it going to cost to revive the bike? And they gave me a cost. I'm like, you've got this beautiful gray bike out there that's got disc brakes and front shocks, which my old bike did not have.
Right.
For less than what it would cost to revive this 30-plus-year-old bike, I think it's time to let it go. Time to let it rest. Time for it to have the final big sleep. So what they do there, though, if you bring in a bike that's wrecked and you just want to get rid of it, they have a guy that they donate them to who takes all kinds of bike parts and makes new bikes out of them. So that's cool. So the bike got donated to a good cause, and I got this new bike. And I don't know if you saw on the back of that, John. So I
pull it up again. Let me see you.
I bought the system that goes for the bike on the back of it, and if you can see that.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
So that thing, it's got the sides of it actually fold down into like saddlebags. And I could probably fit 10 beers in that. And it's thermal.
Nice.
So right now, biking is probably one of my favorite summertime activities right now. And you know I'm a big geocacher, but in the summertime there's just too many. You wind up with too many bugs, too much poison ivy, and that in the summer. So fall and spring are much better for that. We'll be doing geocaching when we're in Seattle with that because we have to, because August 19th is International Geocaching Day. So
there it is.
And Seattle's the home The birthplace of geocaching, by the way.
Well, there you have it. Now, I got a question. Are you gonna have any coffee while you're out there?
I get the feeling. Well, from what I've heard, and many people have told me this: if you go there and you don't drink coffee, they will hunt you down, they will hold you, and they will trunk you with coffee.
Right.
Right. They will keep pouring it into you until you die.
Right. They'll just keep doing it
over and over and over. The one thing I will not drink while I'm out there is Starbucks. I don't drink.
Now, why would you do that anyway? Even if you like Starbucks, why would you waste the time to go to Starbucks out there when you can get it anywhere?
Well, it's home. The original Starbucks coffee house is not too far from Pike Place Market. Not going there because I really don't like their coffee. But we will be hitting probably multiple coffee shops.
Well, Pike Place. That's why their main drip coffee is Pike Place.
Yes, because of that. I got to check to see if we can catch a fish while we're there.
I wouldn't think that's a bad idea. Why not?
Yeah, because this is the place where they throw fish, and they'll throw a fish at you. And I don't know how you get around to I don't know if you just go, "Hey, throw me a fish," and they throw you a fish. And if you catch it, you catch it. I mean, I don't know how it works, so I got to look that up.
You should look it up. I think you should. And on that note, hold on. Where the hell is it? Hold on a second.
I don't know. What is your tag not working on your?
No, I'm just looking for something else. Hold on 1 second.
I thought you were looking for a photo again.
No, I am looking for a photo, but
which means the tag's not working if it's not coming up right away.
No, the tag is here. It's I'll just pull it up here.
Because otherwise we're just getting dead air here, John.
Well, no, that's why I keep talking and rambling, and you can.
Okay, so we have rambling air.
We have rambling air. Here you go.
Lord, I know I'm a rambling air.
Lord, I was born on rambling air.
Looking for a photo, and I don't know where it is.
Oh, I don't know if I care. Actually, that's what it is, really.
Apparently, you care because you keep going.
No,
it's your turn to give your top.
No, I got it here. There you go. Well, I was just going to say, no, this is still a part of yours. Are you going to listen? Are you going to look for grunge? Are you going to listen to grunge while you're out there?
We will find we do plan to find the Cornell statue.
That's a good idea. I like that idea.
As well as the Jimi Hendrix statue.
Cool.
Listening to grunge, we listen to it all the time anyway. So yeah, we'll probably listen to it while we're out there. And we do know that there is the Pop Culture Hall of Fame out there where the Chris Cornell statue is outside of. We don't know if we're actually going to go in. It's very possible we'll go because it's right by the Space Needle.
Right.
We have no desire or need to go to the top of the Space Needle.
I think you should do it anyway.
No, we're probably not going to.
I mean, when's the next time you're going back to Seattle?
We'll see.
Go.
I don't know, but it's okay. Look, I've grown up in this area, and I just recently went to the Statue of Liberty. I don't need to go to the top of the Space.
I've been to the Statue of Liberty in the 70s. I was at the Statue of Liberty. So.
Yeah, well, you were was Boy Scout trip.
Well, maybe. Whatever.
You missed that Scoutmaster, don't you?
He was a great guy. There you go. Are you going to look for this guy while you're
very
out?
Soft hands?
Very, very tender man. Are you going to look for this guy while you're out in Seattle?
Well, I don't know. I might call in.
Hey, yeah, he'll be listening.
He might be listening.
He'll be listening. There you go.
He doesn't live in Seattle now.
No, he lives in
his character does. He plays a character that lives in Seattle.
Right. Lives in California, New Jersey, but yeah. Actually, a nice guy, to be honest. But
yes.
Anyway. All right.
Your three.
My three. All right. My first and honorable mention, and it's not really an honorable mention. It's just a tongue in cheek. I say it kidding. It's not really on my list, but I got to say it. My number one honorable mention, tongue in cheek thing to do in the summer is leave the beach.
Because he lives right by it. And Brian, put Brian's comment.
Oh, geez. Hold on 1 second. He said, check out the troll under the bridge.
That's absolutely 100% on our list. And the reason it's on our list is because it's right near the Geocaching International headquarters. Mm. And there's a series of caches, and one of them is at that troll. I planned to do it before I knew this, mind you. But yes, we're absolutely 100% checking out that's the Hamilton Bridge, I think, or something like that.
I think you're right. I think it's the Hamilton Bridge.
I think it's the Hamilton Bridge it's underneath.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
check that out.
we'll be checking out the troll.
So joking aside,
And I'm gonna name that troll Dave
I think you should.
because IPAs are a fad.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So all joking aside, my number 3 thing to do is hiking on different trails. But we hike all year long. Hike on trails closer to the shore.
Okay.
Not driving, and there's not a reason for that. It's not like the trails are different in woods closer to the shore. It's just there's not a long ride to get to them, right? Because there's
traffic in that area sucks.
No, but you know what? There's not a lot of traffic going out of the area, and I say this all the time.
But it's getting back in that's the problem.
It's getting back in, but depending on when you go and when you're coming back, you can avoid that. You can plan around it.
You can,
So that's definitely my number 3. My number 2 we just did last night is taking a walk later in the evening for ice cream.
Hoffman's? You can.
No, there's a lot of different ones, but last night we walked down to the boardwalk and we walked up the boardwalk to Coney Island Waffle.
Okay, cool.
Ice cream shop, and I had 2 scoops in a cup. I didn't have it was 90.
2 scoops of raisins.
Hold on, no, not 2 scoops
in every box.
No. I usually I get a cone, especially the Coney Waffle ice cream place. I get a big waffle cone, but it was 90 degrees out last night when we went. The humidity was like, if I got 2 scoops in that, it would have been all over my arm. So I got it in a cup, right? But I got pistachio and cannoli on top of the pistachio.
See, I just had a cannoli ice cream and a bourbon chocolate ice cream. This was at Cliffs. Good stuff. Have you ever been to Cliffs?
I haven't. I know where it is. I have not been.
It is, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best ice cream on the planet.
Right. I got to get there.
Yeah, you got to get to Cliffs. Oh my God, that bourbon chocolate was, oh my God.
Nice. So that's my number 2. And my number 1, and I do this literally, barring weather or anything else I need to do. I do this
garden, drink some whiskey.
Every Sunday, I sit at a bar on a marina having a drink at sunset.
Wait a second. Is that why you named your daughter Marina?
That is why I named my daughter Marina. No, that's not why I named my daughter Marina. You want to know why I named my daughter Marina? You want to know the truth? I'll tell you right now.
Right.
She was actually going to be Margot. No T, just Margo.
Okay. Like mango with an R.
Yeah, exactly. My ex-wife used to watch, I think it was Another World or As the World Turns or one of those soap operas. I really don't even know what it was. But one of the couples had a baby, and named it Marina, and she loved the name, so that became her name. So
there you go.
There you go.
Rest is history.
And the rest, they say, is history. And this was my view from this past Sunday night, sitting having a drink.
There we go.
On a marina.
Is that the Eye of Sauron?
It's the Eye of Sauron, yeah. But yeah, I was having a bullet on the rocks, sitting at the Shark River Marina on Pier 9.
Usually it's gin in the summer, so yeah.
No, that time of night, it's always at sunset. It's always bullet there. There's a reason, but it's good. So
okay, cool.
So yeah, there you go. All right,
we have it.
Cool. All right, good show. What do you think?
It's all right.
It's all right. Anyway, all right, folks. Next week we actually have some Pennsylvania brewery.
Maybe some Western Pennsylvania
brewery.
We'll see. I got to follow up tomorrow
on the show, so it's gonna be fun. And make sure you tune in next week because the week after we're on vacation. No show then. So
yeah, because it's Carrie's birthday the week.
It is Carrie's birthday, and we're all going away, not together, but we're all.
Yeah, we're going. And we'd be remiss if we don't mention August 1st, National IPA Day. August 2nd, International Beer Day.
August 3rd,
National Mead Day.
August 4th,
National White Wine Day.
There you go.
Well,
and
your liver's got some work to do.
You got work to do this weekend. Yep. 4 days in a row of drinking. So
John, you hit the outro. While you do the outro, I'm going to leave the bladder.
Why don't you go do that? On
I'll be
Dave's
back
note,
before you. Let's race.
let's see this. On Dave's note, we'll wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.loggerroom.com. That's LAGERROM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Logger Room. Remember, we go live with a video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, which is now X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Google Podcast, Amazon Music Podcast, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Logger Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. Have a wonderful National IPA Day on Thursday, August 1st. Have a wonderful International Beer Day on Friday, August 2nd. And we will talk to you soon, folks. And just to throw up a couple of comments really quick. SCCC on YouTube says, hey, and then he says, is this a new podcast? No, this is not a new podcast. We've actually been doing this for about 4 years, SCCC.
Is that Ross Perot?
I think it is Ross Perot.
That looks like Ross Perot.
It looks like Ross Perot. It could be SCCC, though, for all we know.
And he just looks
and
like
if
Ross
it is
Perot.
SCCC, you look like Ross Perot. So there you go. But
And-
no, it is not a new podcast. We've been actually doing this for
Almost 4 years.
Yes, it is Ross Perot. There you go. No, we've been. It is. He said. Yes, we've been. It's Ross. He says we've been doing this podcast for about 4 years. So thanks for tuning in. Sorry you caught the end of it. He will subscribe. Thank you so much. Watch next week. It's going to be great. And watch every week. We have a fantastic. We have a fun time every week.
Interesting note. I voted for Ross Perot.
There you go. He voted for Ross Perot.
And it had nothing to do with me wanting him to be president. I just wanted a third party to have a voice finally.
There you go.
You know, because
and no politics on the show. We've said that before. So.
No,
and granted, we're talking about 32 years ago, but
that's just a while back. But yeah, no.
And they said, "Good man, take care, guys. You got SCCC. We will talk to you next week. Comment in. Watch next week, around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Watch the show. Comment in. We will talk to you. We want to talk to you. We'll see you next week. And everybody else, we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Cheers.
I still have beer left.